Hi, this is Dan from onlinebasscourses.com. Hope you're doing well today. In this short video, I'm going to show you 5 tips that every beginner bass player should know. So tip 1, we're going to start off with something really fundamental, really simple, and that's how you hold the bass. Many bass players will grab onto the neck like this, because if you don't, it goes in that direction. Obviously, you can use a strap and feel free to do that. But what you want to get used to is having the bass contacted to 3 points. Your leg there, against your chest there, and here. Now you can see this. I've got a 1978 Fender Jazz here, and whoever owned this bass before me wore out this bit here by having about that part of their wrist there. Now, if you've got those 3 points and you let go here, you now don't need to grab hold of the neck. And if you look at any great bass player, they are just all over the fretboard, all up and down the neck, and you can't do that if you're grabbing hold. Next, I want to show you the Minor Pentatonic Scale. Many players, when they're learning an instrument, piano, trumpet, what have you, they'll learn the major scale as the first ever scale to learn, and I definitely recommend you learn that too. But all of that is the Minor Pentatonic Scale. It just sounds really good. I'm going to show you in 2 places. First, I'll show you A minor pentatonic. I'm going to start on the open A string and then 3rd fret of the A string. That's the note C. Use your 2nd finger there. And then open string, 2nd fret on both the D and the G strings using your 1st finger. You can practice holding your bass properly, and you can practice alternating your fingers of your plucking hand, thumb behind the neck, and you can practice your coordination with that scale. It just sounds really good, and you can practice making up your own bass lines as well. Here's a really good movable pattern of that exact same scale. If you go to the E string, 5th fret, and go frets 5, 8 on that string, and then 5, 7, 5, 7 on the A and the D, you can see the finger numbers here. I'm going 1, 4, and then 1, 3, 1, 3. It's used so much in funk, in rock, and in pop that it's a really great sounding bass line. It's got 5 notes, minor pent. Pent means 5. And I'll put a link below where you can start to piece together the same scale, but just in different locations of the bass. If you play a session or a gig, you have to play the right notes, of course, but really what people are looking for is you to play something with real good groove and with brilliant timing. And to do that, I think that starts with tapping your foot and subdividing the beats. So if we think about that speed there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 fourths, 4 quarter notes in a bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when you get to some really good bass lines, you start to subdivide the beats a bit. So we've got 8th notes. You can count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Further than that, tick, 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 1 E and a 2 E and a, we've got 16th notes. There are 4 in every beat. Tick, tick, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That's why you see people nodding their head when they play and dancing, because they are using the beat as a grid, and they know if they're doing 16th note stuff that there are 4 of those in every single beat, and you can't lose that. And the way to do that is to tap your foot, nod your head, and to be really, really aware of the subdivisions of the bar and of the beats. Learning octaves is great for playing bass lines, but also for unlocking the fretboard and learning your notes. So we'll stay on that A. And if you go 5th fret of the E string and you go 2 frets across and 2 strings down towards the floor, you've got an octave. Indeed, it's the first note and the last note of that minor pentatonic scale. If you know that the first one's called A, you know that this one's called A. Here's another pattern. You go 7 frets this way, 1 string that way, and you've got another A. Just learn that pattern. If you start from the lower A, the one on the 5th fret of the E string, you can do the same thing. 7 frets that way, drop down 1 string. So you learn patterns. The bass is full of patterns. Here's another one. Go 3 frets in that direction and 3 strings down. you start to unlock the fretboard, and if you're stuck in one position, this moves you to a different direction. You can see there's the octave. I know that if I go there, that's the note A. And if you know that the next note after that is a B flat, then you can start to unlock the octaves there as well. It's all patterns. So you know as well as I do that there are way more than 5 tips to make yourself a great bass player, beginner, intermediate, advanced, whatever level you are. So I'm going to put a link below to my blog where there's hundreds of lessons, and also do subscribe to the channel. I release lessons all the time. I've got a back catalogue of lessons you can look at. But this wouldn't be something that a real beginner would play, but as soon as you can, I really recommend that you get onto articulations. Those are your hammer-ons, your slides, your bends, your vibrato, your ghost notes. All of those devices are really at play when you're hearing fantastic bass lines, so you really need to learn them. Here's a hammer-on. Let's use that minor pentatonic scale. I'm doing it at the 5th fret with that movable pattern. Let's experiment with a few of these things. So hammer-on, let's go fret 5 to 7 on the D string. Keep the 3rd finger nice and curled. I'm using my 1st finger on the 5th fret, 3rd finger on the 7th fret, and I'm trying to make that hammered note as loud as the plucked note. Pull off is the opposite. Keep your 1st finger fretted on the 5th fret, then fret the 7th fret and flick the string down to the ground without hitting the G string. I'm muting that G string with my 1st finger. So with one pluck, you get 2 sounds. That's a ghost note where you don't fret, you just hold the string and pluck. That's a slide, and that's vibrato. You can break the rule a bit, grab the neck, and wave the string up and down. A bend. I'm bending the 7th fret of the G string. I've moved to the G string now. Thumb on the top. This time you are grabbing, because this is a good way of doing it. You can do it without, but it's good to grab there. Really get under the string and push it up. Bend it up. Now, as I said, this isn't something that if you're a real beginner, you're going to be able to do straight away, but you're going to get a lot of mileage from this if you can learn it as soon as you can. Make sure your normal, standard finger style is really there, and you've got the coordination going between your hands. And then these articulations, you'll hear them loads, and they really will spice up your bass playing. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you got something from it. Please do like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. I release 1 or 2 videos every week. If there is anything you want me to go through, leave a comment below and I'll make a video on it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks.